the box, you need him in there. Go back there when you got. Look, swatches him. Get him in the back. You see, well, boss, and that's a finish, yeah. Kick it.
Here we go. Lovely jubbly. A later than promised. Old Man Podcast. Welcome. Good evening. Sorry, my voice is a bit throaty, but here we are. We're live. We're uninterrupted. Let's give this a go. You got me, C. Jackson. I'm in the main chair. There's all three of us in the studio this week. It's quite nice. It's a nice little chat between us three. Got the main man, Mr. John Cutler, with me, even coach.
I'm the main man tonight, am I?
You're always the main man. You're always in here with me.
I'll take it all day long, pal. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Are you all right?
Yeah. I don't feel human yet, but yeah, I'm all right. And we've got Jimmy Dalgano, Jack Arias, Gary Monk, whatever you want to call him.
How are we doing? Even my voice is gone.
I've done.
But no,
Spat it over.
John, you are the main man. I mean, look at you on that screen. A fresh cut today, just for the face. But
I know. There you go. What's are we boys doing all right?
What he means is turn it around and get him on the screen.
No, you don't need a fuck Gary Monk on, do you? Let's crack on.
God knows what they're calling me then. Are we both doing all right?
Yeah, spot on.
Good. Yes, we're live. A bit later this week as usual. That's my bad. Well, I've been in the country the last few days, so but I'm back. I'm here. How long I last, I don't know. But we'll give it a good go. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, fellas. A lot to talk about. So we've got Bradford, which you're going to do. You're going to talk about Bradford, because you took your little lad to his first work game, didn't you?
Yeah, put his first miles on the clock.
Aye.
So yeah, good night out, good performance, and yeah, we'll touch on that.
Aye. Well, so James going to talk about all things Bradford. Compare it to our pre-season trip, which I fully enjoyed, by the way. Then we'll talk about Watford. I'll compare how you watched it and how I watched it. Mental how I watched it. And then we'll talk about last night as well. Obviously a big win against Cardiff. This is weird, 3 wins. First league clean sheet.
Yeah, we can say that comment, Lee Fisher. Cheers for that, my mate.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. I mean, he does be fair.
Yeah, got a face for the radio. Yes.
Hopefully, Jamie knows Lee.
Everybody knows Lee Fisher. But we'll talk about first clean sheet last night, 2-0 win, and then we'll preview the derby. It's not a derby, but they only call it a derby because it's relevant to them when it is a derby.
The old faces have it as the derby. It's just this new kids thing.
Well, if
nonsense.
If you read the release today, you're telling me that's not a derby?
Oh, I've read it.
Come on. It's a derby.
Biggest game of any season for me.
Exactly. But yes, get your comments in, get your thoughts in. I say these two are going to absolutely pull me through this one. So yes, welcome. Here we go. Right, Dally, Bradford. 2-0 win through the last 16. Is it too early to say it? Because I've just put some facts here. It was our worst league start at that time since 2003, 2004. And all of a sudden, we start hitting form when we get towards the last 16 in the cup. We start putting things together. Is it too soon?
I wouldn't say it's too soon, but I put me on tone.
Wait.
No, we played. Bradford was. It was a good run out. You've asked me to compare it against our pre-season trip to Bradford, like chalk and cheese. If you look at displays and all, it was a pre-season game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Bradford looked more threatening in pre-season than they did in the cup game.
Yeah.
It was a good run out for a few players. Dan Barlas get some minutes in. Who for me controlled the game.
Yeah.
Laddie have to get a goal. A big boost of confidence for him. Hackney looked, a stand out as well as he has done the last. I'd say last couple of weeks, but more so in that game. I think obviously he's playing against a low standard of player.
Yeah.
It was a job done by the Borough. McGree looked tidy. I don't recall them having too many chances, but fantastic following by the Borough. Good crowd by them, but big hats off to Bradford City. ticket prices, well priced. The Carabao Cup doesn't get the respect that personally I feel that other competitions do. It can be overlooked by, your Premier League clubs and clubs of all divisions in all fairness, because you look at some of the attendances.
Yeah.
But it shows if you lower the prices, get bums on seats. But football wise, it was a good win. It was, was it back to back wins?
Yes. Yes, because obviously we got the win over Southampton as well. So
yeah, so good confidence booster and took us well into the game against Watford.
Exactly. I mean, you rightly say there, the ticket prices were absolutely spot on, because obviously the clubs come together and say, what we're going to charge. I said before, I think on the day it was so much for their fans, because obviously our fans couldn't get on the day because we packed that stand out. Fair play to 4,000 fans hitting there midweek. I know people say, it's only Bradford. Try getting to Bradford on the midweek, it is a nightmare, isn't it? You know what I mean? So it is tricky, it is difficult. And fair play, and the lads made some unreal noise as well. I was going to say behind the goal, it wasn't behind the goal, it was the side of the goal. It was noisy. It was a good.
It was good to see. There was a lot of. I touched on me taking my boy. There was a lot of families there, but when there's 4,000 of you all packed together.
Yeah,
Brad. Hats off to Bradford as well. Their end. They made a bit of noise as well, and but proper football ground.
Yeah,
proper cup competition, proper cup game, and it was good to see us progress.
Was it at least a bit cleaner than we went in pre-season? He didn't come up through the turnstiles absolutely hacky like I did.
No, I think it was about the same, if I'm honest.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a bit of an old ground, isn't it? So.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the grounds I like, Bradford. I remember when they went up, because a lot of their fans kicked off because all they did was spend on infrastructure to obviously bring them up to a standard. And obviously that's why them three stands are absolutely top of the range.
Yeah.
I say that the stands are massive.
Yeah.
For a League Two ground. And fair play when they say they're doing well in League Two, and Mark Hughes paid the respect as well, didn't he? He said after the game, couldn't cope with that.
Yeah.
We try to up our game. We said to be at the top level, couldn't get anywhere near him. I think the only tricky period we had is when Tom Glover nearly gave him the goal. Really, that's about it.
Yeah.
So says it all. Good win, and your thoughts on the opponent for the last 16, Exeter away.
I don't know. It's a long way to travel. It could be a banana. I know we're only we're a championship team, so you look at banana skin, but there's going to be a lot of miles now put on the borough, and you just hope they're going to plan the preparations for that week, for them 10 days correctly, because you've got Plymouth straight after it. Is it Bristol the week after?
You'd think, wouldn't you, that you would imagine they'll stay down there after Tuesday night till Saturday.
If Gibbo's not daft, he's got to be on the phone to Neil Warnock, hasn't he?
Neil's not going to do us a favour.
Any chance?
You would do it. All seriousness, you'd
imagine
we stay down there for 3 days and train at a ground down there.
Oh, mate, you've got to. I mean, I say we worked out. Amongst us, we worked out in these 4 away games. I think it was Norwich away, Exeter, Plymouth, and Bristol, all within 5 weeks, 2,500 miles. You know what I mean? That's a lot of miles.
And I tell you one thing about that, maybe 2,500 miles, but we'll travel in good numbers to every single one.
Oh, gotcha. I say there's only 1,000 tickets for Exeter, and they'll go because it's a new ground for a lot of people. So it's it'll go, it'll fly out, and but yeah, through the last 16 in the cup. Where's your hotel books?
Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, Marble Arch.
You never know, do you? You never know.
That's the thing, you don't know, because I mean, we joked about it, and we probably will keep joking about it, but all the big clubs got each other.
You never know.
Again, we never.
We've made the League Cup final before when we were a championship side, so why can't we do it again? I know we had Mason and the likes back then. The squads were vastly different, but football's all about dreaming.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as we go down and we take it serious, did they beat Luton? Was it?
Yeah, they did.
So
Luton,
they're no mugs, and let's do a professional job down there and get the result we need. Spot
on. And I say, like you rightly said there, took us nicely into the weekend game. Watford, always a tricky place to go. Watford. I've not had a lot of success when I got to Watford. I think I've only seen us win there once. I said that was 10 years ago. But yeah, Coach, what's your performance against Watford? I thought we had our moments where they really got into the game and they got stuck into us, especially end of the first half, beginning of the second half, when they were 2-0 down, they got back to 2-2. But that first 20 minutes, we were absolutely sensational. Rather agree with them 2 goals. Unbelievable.
It's not just the goals itself. I mean, the build-up play to the goals was fantastic. Howson's worldy of a turn and a through ball for McGree. First touch was bob on. Keeper looked a bit shady, but who cares? We'll take that all day long. The second one, Crooksy, great pass, and the original pass from McGree, and then he got on the end of that. And then the third one, again, Crooksy. He's been vilified by a lot of our fans, wrongly in my opinion.
Even in Tickle.
No, wrongly in my opinion. He's never mourned when he's been on the bench. He's been a valuable contributor to this squad over the last couple of years. And for me, I couldn't be happier than to see him getting some assists and getting a bit of praise by the fans that, in my opinion, he deserves.
Exactly. The link up was there for all to see. Like, obviously, the ball through to McGree for the second, and the ball through for Coburn for the third as well.
Great passes. I mean, to be fair, it was more like us of the last season.
Yes.
To be honest, we did look a threat every time we went forward against them on Saturday. Sadly, the other end of the pitch wasn't so great. We'll go into that a little bit later. But we did look really good going forward. I mean, it'd be amiss of us not to mention now, we did look shaky at the back. There's no denying that. But I wouldn't say the goals last season.
I wouldn't say it was both goals, though. I think it was only the first I thought was a bit...
Yeah, I better not mention the first goal.
Well, I'll be honest with you. That's when I got to see it from the first goal that they scored.
Yeah.
And as angry as you are at conceding, I could picture your face. I could picture your face, John, at Dale Fry's.
Yeah.
Sunday League. I don't know what it was.
I mean, I say this all the time. I don't think he's a particularly bad player. I just think he's going through a really bad run.
Yeah.
And yet he keeps getting picked every single week. I mean, we'll come to last night a bit later on, but I thought he was excellent last night, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I'm not just here to be criticising him all the time, but he looked like he was on Strictly Come Dancing for that goal. I don't know what he was doing.
Dancing on ice.
It was poor, to say the least.
I mean, he's rightly said it. It was like Sunday League defender because he just literally flicked his leg. At, well, nothing. Because the ball had already gone and he
just got his body in all the wrong position and he's trying to get anything. But yeah, like you say, it looks like Les Dennis on Strictly and that. And
I hope he's not listening.
Who Les?
I can say, to be fair, we'll talk about the positives, but it would have been daft of us to sit here and not mention it. There was plenty of positives in the game.
Yeah. Before we get back on the positives, 10 minutes later, the same pass opened us up again.
Oh yeah.
And was it Bayo?
Yeah, Bayo again. He got around the keeper.
He's gone around the keeper and he's got to score that.
He did get around the keeper, but I tell you what, Dieng did pretty well there to take him so wide. He did do really well. And I think it might have been Dicko's mentioned it in the past about our lack of pace at centre half. And let's be honest, he's probably right.
That'll be where, I mean, Dijksteel comes in to cover.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe down the line when we've got our fullbacks like Vandenberg can fit in there. That's because he's got some pace on the wings.
Mentioning them names, but again, last night, player who came in, played centre half, I thought was excellent. Paddy last night.
He was.
So he's another one that's had a fair bit of stick for his centre half performances, which at times has been worthwhile criticism. But I thought he came back and did really well again.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. But yeah, let's talk the winner. Our young
Teesside Haaland.
Well,
you've been banging on about him for long enough.
I've said for weeks, feed the boy. You put him in the net. He fed him. First chance he got, bang, in.
Josh scores goals.
He scores goals, doesn't he? That boy scores goals.
I think since he's come back from his loan spell. I know when he came on Blackburn. That was the first chance I think I'd seen of him. I think, or we might have seen of him, but he's a bit of a unit now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can tell he's done he was a kid when he left, and you can see he's still growing. But yeah, you put the ball through 1-on-1,
scores,
and he hits the target.
Yeah,
I think as a minimum he hits the target. but a hell of a finish. And if he was Latvian, Norwegian, from anywhere else apart from Northallerton, people would be raving about him.
Absolutely. He's, I can't.
I mean, it was his goal, but I think since he's come into the team, his all-round performance has been really good. He's held the ball up well. He's not been bullied by big centre halves. He genuinely looks like a man now. Do you know what I mean?
You're absolutely
like
right.
physicality, like Jamie mentioned there.
Yeah.
He's putting himself about. He's winning balls in the air that are bringing other players into play. I think he's been a massive success. Now, I think it's a big ask for him to continue to do that for the whole season with his age. But let's hope he does, because he's been fantastic since he's been in, to be fair.
He has. He's been absolutely brilliant. It's not all about his goals as well, like you said. It's everything he does has been superb. And it's been from the Southampton game for me. Like he's bedded himself in, he's got himself comfy, but from Southampton onwards, he's been absolutely superb. Yeah. And I can't fault the kid. I've said get him in, give him minutes and see what.
Well, I think on Saturday, Watford had, I think it was Tommy Mooney doing the commentary, and he was born in Teesside. He was doing it, part of his family are season ticket holders. And he said at one point during that game, that's one player I would love to see Watford have. He won't be at Middlesbrough for long. Now, I don't think he meant that disrespectfully. It was a compliment to how well Josh played. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And we can all see that with his performances.
Oh, yeah.
100%. His work rate has been excellent. I can't fault him.
And when he did score, how much did you scream?
Oh, didn't he love it?
Oh, yeah.
He did what we would have done.
He did
what the fans.
He did what I did.
Banging.
I was on a chair in the middle of Magaluf, screaming my head off. All these people around me going, "What's he doing there?"
Limbs in Magaluf.
Absolute limbs, mate. Absolute limbs. Unbelievable.
Was Peter asleep?
No, he's away for that one. But yeah, he was. It was just class. Like, I'd love nothing to have been there. Of course, you know how much I love putting the miles in following this club. But yeah, sitting in the sun and watching me retain goal 3-2. What was?
It's funny how football turns around. A few weeks ago, you could have been listening to this, and it was all doom and gloom. Not just in us, the fan base. It's amazing what a difference a couple of weeks can make. I mean, I mentioned last week, what were we, 8 points behind the playoffs or something, or 10 or whatever it was before the game. Who's to say we can't make it? We went on a mad run last year.
I'll say it now. We will make it. I'll say it now.
You think
I'll put me neck on the line. Yeah, I think we make top 6.
I think we've got to be lucky with a couple of injuries, but yeah, I don't see why not. To be fair.
Yeah, I'll put my neck on the line. We're top 6. We're a top 6 team. I think we'll get it. But
so.
Yeah.
What about man the match then for Saturday, lads?
Oh yeah, I didn't ask you for Bradford. Who's your man the match for Bradford?
Man the match for Bradford, probably Barlasser.
Yeah, he was good, like, wasn't he? He started to bed in quite nice. I mean, I didn't want to mention Barlasser because I'm going to mention him this game because I thought he was very good last night. Go on then, man the match last night. Not match last night, Saturday.
But I think it'd be tough not to give it to Raleigh after his 2 goals. So I'll go for McGree.
Yeah, again, I think you'd have to. I think that second finish, probably one of the most unorthodox finishes. Sums him up as a player. He pulls things out of.
Absolutely. I say I'll make that hat trick. It's definitely going to be Ryan McGree. And I'll give a big massive mention to our Aussie mate Rye as well, who absolutely smashed the neighbours' walls down. Absolutely unbelievable. If you haven't listened to the kid, honestly, get yourself on YouTube. If you can't make a game and you want someone to watch it along with, like, when you're watching your streams and stuff, watch it with him because he's absolutely superb.
I saw a little Twitter video and him dancing away, and I put on that's what I'd like to see staying you doing in the 12-man studio.
Man, I was doing it in Magaluf, in the studio, man. Oh, man. He's an absolute legend. He's been on a couple of times. So we're going to get him on again, obviously, very soon. He's obviously working around his times, our times. It is very difficult. But yeah, he absolutely loves it, and fair play.
Just quickly before we move on,
I was literally just going to.
Well, we're talking about guests we've had on this.
Yeah,
show.
I was literally just going to mention that.
It was a bit disappointing to see reports of certain things allegedly happening at Watford. Mm-hmm. We have to say allegedly because I wasn't there, I didn't witness it. But if these things are true, then lads or lasses, give your heads a shake, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it or heard it, I mean, a friend of Mayborough fans, that lad has been on our podcast many times. Yusuf's got so much passion for the club, and what he was allegedly said to him on Saturday. It's not a football problem; it's a society problem. You know, it doesn't matter if he's wearing a shirt of the Borough or everything else. He should not be told. I mean, to be told. What were the things said?
I don't want to go into what's said because obviously it's allegedly.
Yeah,
but
you know what I mean.
Let's be honest, it's not good.
It's not. It's absolutely horrendous. And
I mean, you think of the miles that we put in to watch the Borough, that you put in, Steve, and you go pretty much every away game, but we live 5, 10, 15 minutes away from the Riverside. You know, he's up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
He's on his train up here, and then he's back, and then he's doing the same miles, obviously, when we go away. So, you know, he's as dedicated as I come. It's disappointing.
Doesn't make a difference to me whether he was in our end or whether he's in Watford end.
No,
it's not. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's just not acceptable,
and it's not acceptable to anybody. But I mean, it's one of our own as well. And it's from our own, allegedly. Let's, you know, like you say, he's a good lad and good friend of the show as well. So
exactly, you say people may not agree with half the stuff he does, and you know, people think he's a bit loud, he's a bit eccentric, he's a bit, you know, over the top. But
all them criticisms are fair if they want to say that.
Exactly.
But there's a line and it shouldn't be crossed.
Oh, absolutely.
There is proof true it has been crossed. So
yeah,
good to see
absolutely.
the club coming out and then investigating it.
Yeah, it just took the words out of my mouth there.
Yeah, I'm delighted that the club's good because there's been a couple, hasn't there? Obviously, they had that one, and I mean, it'd be unfair to mention what happened to Sunderland on Friday as well. I mean, them two. Kids. I'm going to call them kids because about Bradley Lowry. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing?
When I first seen it on Twitter, I didn't want to get involved, like, because you don't know if stuff can get photoshopped.
Yeah. I was going to say it looked photoshopped.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fair. Let's be fair.
But if that gets proved to be true, it's just disgusting. Absolutely, it's a child. But he's got parents that are living without the child. It's absolutely disgusting, and them lads deserve everything that the judicial system throws at them.
That is a great word, by the way.
Disgusting.
No, not that one. I mean, judicial. I can't even say the word.
That's just a pretty face.
But yeah, be fair,
let's be honest. It is poor, and fair play to where the fun page that they did for Bradley.
The Sheffield Wednesday fans,
that's what football.
Over 20 grand.
That's what football.
That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
It just says it all when Bradley's mum comes out and she's not angry. She says, "I'm not angry because I'm too upset." You know what I mean? It's not about football. It's about humans. And that poor woman, that poor family have lost a bairn. He was he swore there. He was a kid. He was a kid, and you know what I mean. Got took away too soon. And the stuff I've seen following that, it looks like it has been proven, and the lad needs to give his head a right wobble.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be keeping their heads down for a long time. And like I say, what goes through some people's minds is ridiculous. But sadly, we have these people.
I mean, certain bans in football, I don't really agree with. I think they're a bit harsh at times. But if that's anything but a lifetime ban, I'll be amazed, because there's no excuse. I don't care how drunk you are.
Yeah.
Whatever you've been taking, that is unacceptable.
Yeah. No substance or drink or whatever you take should lead you to doing something like that. Because that's not a substance or drink problem. That's a human problem.
That's brutal.
That's his problem. And yeah, I say fair play to all the Sheffield Wednesday fans that donated. I say it's kicking towards 25 grand now, which is absolutely incredible.
It's the same as last night. Condolences to the family of the Leighton Orient fan who went to the football game last night.
Has he gone?
Has sadly passed away.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Are we lads and lasses? Look.
No one should
just do things the right way.
No one should go to football and not go home. I'll always say that. Yeah. I'll always say that. But I didn't know about that one. I knew that obviously it happened because all their fans climbed on the pitch and they got it stopped.
Yeah.
Because referee was just carrying on, and he's like, no, you got to stop here because he's practically dead up there. So yeah, that's awful news.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back on a bit of a high, right? Last night. So obviously, I'm looking at the team sheet. There's a bit of disagreement about the team sheet. 4 changes. Dali, I'll start with you. 4 changes came in. What did you make of the team last night?
Initially, I thought one eye was on Saturday, and that concerned me because I wanted the points on the board. I looked at it and thought, yeah, okay, 1 or 2 changes, but with it being 4, the big one that jumped out at me was Engel. To be honest with you, my eyebrows raised at that one because we all saw the first half at at Sheffield Wednesday. No Howson. I thought that was a nod to the weekend, but I think we've later found out there's a sickness bug within the camp.
There's the same one that got Lenihan, isn't it?
Yeah.
He only came back for the bench last night.
So yeah, I still looked at it and thought it's got enough to beat. Yeah, it should have enough to beat Cardiff.
Yeah.
There was no massive concern about. I saw the Cardiff team as well, and I didn't really think a lot to that.
Name that stood out for me for Cardiff was the guy out front, Carlin Grant.
Yeah.
I thought he's not half bad.
They were on a good run, and they won 4 league games in a row then.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just looked at. I know that we turned a little bit of a corner, and you've got that confidence back. But yeah, I think that the first thing that jumped out at me was the left back.
I mean, you mentioned there, Bolt, obviously we turned a bit of a corner. Did you see last night as proving the point that we had to actually turn that corner? Obviously 3 wins in a row previous to that.
Yeah, and because if you look at it, we've done it with a different. It's not been the same starting 11. You know, Southampton was one. You look at Bradford, it was a cup game. There were changes made. Latterlap come in, and you know there were quite a few changes. And then you go back to the Watford game. You bring your regular players in, but then last night with the changes. So that for me, when we've turned the corner, it's shown. It is a squad game.
It absolutely is. They say it's at the end of the day, you can't get promoted without a squad. You know, no one team, even as good as Leicester look, and they're flying away at the moment, aren't they? And rightly so, to be fair. I mean,
you look at the front two and Inacho
and Vardy. And they've got, is it that Mavididi as well? I mean, Jesus.
I mean, talking about the squad there, if you look at the bench from last night, Dijksteel, Bangura, Crooks, Glover, Rogers, Force, Lenihan, Silvera, and Latierlath.
It's not a bad bench.
Not a bad bench, that at all.
It's options. That screamed options to me. As I said, I thought if because we discussed it at half time, didn't we? Obviously, first half, I'm not going to go through the first half too much because there wasn't a lot. I said DM made a big save, funny enough, from Carlin Grant, who ran in from the left-hand side. Great save from DN. But we didn't have a lot of success until the end of the first half. Obviously, Greenwood had that shot that got parried over. And that's where we started getting our successes, where we were coming in from the left and right and getting into them little spaces. But it was fair to say they'd come for a point. I'm not being harsh saying that, am I?
No, a lot of the time they had 10 behind the ball, didn't they? Yeah. Well, 11 behind the ball, including the goalkeeper.
They say their back line was just sat on the 18-yard line for me.
I can't. We're going to come on to Sunderland soon, but I can't believe when they've seen their starting 11, how their backroom staff, who I would assume, like all clubs, sit and study other football clubs and how they're playing at upcoming games, how they haven't looked and gone, Engel left back, get everything over his side. Mm-hmm. I was amazed that they didn't set up that way where, okay, sit back, but when we break, you break down that side. Because
did we beat Sunderland?
Cardiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did 1-0 at
last Sunday.
Yeah. So to me, I can't believe that wasn't something that they would exploit. And I don't want to seem like I'm getting on the kid's back because he had an okay game. I'll say okay. I know he got man of the match for a lot of people, but for me, there was a lack of confidence. There was two things. There was a lack of confidence in Engel from the team because they wouldn't pass to him. You know, Hackney had the ball so many times, looked at him, turned and went to the right.
Yeah.
But secondly, and it wasn't just Hackney, it was a number of them. And secondly, anytime Engel had the ball, he had no options. He had to go back. So as we grew into the game and he came out in the second half, he started getting success down the wing. But the big concern for me is because Cardiff didn't test him, that's still a worry for me that I haven't seen him defensively. Now, people can say, well, Giles wasn't defensively that good. But that first half at Sheffield Wednesday still haunts me.
Oh, God, yeah. I think it's going to haunt a lot of people for a while, isn't it? Absolutely. You're absolutely right to have that because
I want him to overcome it. Absolutely. I want to see him have a solid defensive display.
Yeah.
Now, you can say, look, it's the first game that we've had a clean sheet. Mm-hmm. But it was Cardiff City who didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Because funny enough, they did hit the post in the second half, and it did come from Engel's side.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that inside out, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he sent from his shot on his left hand side and left him in the queue. You know what I mean?
Why does he chest the ball at like 30 centimeters off the ground? Is that like George Friend's little like turn? Is it the angle chest?
Maybe.
To be fair, I thought he, especially second half, I think bit of praise for Carrick because I don't know why, but Cardiff completely left Engel all alone. He had half of the half. First half, we didn't utilise it enough. Second half, as soon as they came out, Fry was smashing long balls to the left.
Yeah.
They sent McNair, Hackney, they were using them on the left. And he did look good going forward, I think. I thought he did do well going forward. But like Jamie says, there's going to be tougher tests ahead. Let's hope he learns quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'll let you follow on to that from that. Obviously, that's where the goal came from. Engel left hand side, brilliant ball through the box, and there's the man you expect coming in from the right wing, Isaiah Jones.
Funnily enough for Jones, I thought he had a pretty poor game last night, and he's been excellent in recent weeks. So, but I was really glad to see him get on the score sheet, get his confidence up, and Engel had knocked in a really good ball just before it.
Yeah,
and that second ball was good as well.
Yeah,
right across the face of goal. We've been crying out for it. Get the balls in. And
that's what Charles did last year, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's that. How many goals came from Charles knocking it across that the 6-yard line?
It's the same type of cross, wasn't it? It was literally touch out your feet and bang. That's what Charles is known for, and I was going to say that's what he's doing for Luton, but he's not doing it for Luton at the moment. So.
No.
But the ball in was absolutely. It was on the money, wasn't it? It was right on the money. Keeper couldn't do anything. So it's right in front of his back line. Backline couldn't do anything. So it's right in front of goal. It was one of those. Remember last week when I don't like talking about them, but when the Geordies beat Man City in the cup, and that poor Rico Lewis did an almighty move with his legs because he didn't know whether to put it in his own net, out for a corner, and then ended up missing it. He's obviously put it in to make it 1-0. That's what it reminded me of. You look at that and you think, how did he deal with that? And that's what them three defenders, Sargent's, the finish was superb, and it was a well-deserved lead because we started the second half really well.
Yeah, I thought second half, I thought we were really good.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, they hit the post, and I was a bit like, oh god, when I was watching it last night. But apart from that, I thought we were solid.
Yeah, well, obviously Dicko's not very well, but he sent his thoughts on last night's game. Hopefully it's just a flu or something.
Not very well.
Yeah, it sounded really bad, didn't it? Yeah,
that's a funny way for saying he's flying his drone above St James's Park tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely in that.
Yeah. So Dicko message: great 3 points last night and a performance that showed character. Borough obviously hampered by the bug going around, played a starting lineup that had many, including me, fearing the worst. But the players that came in, Barlasser, Engel, Greenwood and Smith all played well. Borough eventually wore a defensive Cardiff down with 2 excellent goals and a big 3 points. Engel gets man of the match, and it was great to see him get a standing ovation at the end. He goes on a bit about Saturday. For Sunderland on Saturday, Lennon, Crooks and Howson come in for McNair, Greenwood and Barlasser. And then he's got a question for the boys. Do you bring Vandenberg back in at right back or leave Smith in? I will surprise you and say I would leave Smith in just for the extra experience in the derby. And he put his best display in for months last night.
Well, he's answered the question for me. You don't take Smith out for me. Tommy Smith's one of our best players at this club. I'm gonna put my head on the line and say that. I think his experience at that position is absolutely superb.
Do you think Engel plays against Sunderland?
Yeah,
yeah,
I do. Yeah,
I think Carrick will. I think he'll stick with him.
Who's that kid they've got from Spurs? Jack Clark.
I think.
Is he on the left? Is he on their left?
It doesn't matter because Roberts is on the other side, so it's going to be tricky either way.
Let's be honest, Tony Mowbray.
I don't rate Patrick.
Oh, he's done it. Kiss of death.
I liked him when he was here. People might disagree with me. I liked him when he was here. He didn't get games under Warnock.
I'm just comparing him to what they had last year. When you've got Amad Diallo running at you, it's a bit different.
To be fair, they had the 3 of them playing all at the same time last year.
Yeah, and it proved to be an absolute nice.
I mean, we'll go into that a little bit more, but next matches for last night, lads.
Well, hang on. Before I'm not going into that. Yeah, tell me about Latte last goal, because that finish when he cut inside and he fell over. I was in the middle of a bar. I stood up when I was kicking right off. I was like, no. And then he obviously kept his composure and pinged it in bottom corner.
Pure raw pace, that.
Oh,
really nice to see. And
Yeah.
to be fair, he cut inside the defender, lost his feet, but it was a cool finish. That.
How many yards start did you give that defender?
It was not even money.
Jesus.
Do you know what? His pace, like you say, it's as close to a Adama Traore that you've seen in a Borough shirt for a long time in pace wise. What you could possibly do with him, what Tony Pulis did with Traore, where he brought
Scream it down at him.
he brought a. Was it who was the sprinter?
Oh, Darren Campbell.
Yeah. Because when he goes through 1-on-1, that was the biggest thing for me. It wasn't about his pace. It was you through 1-on-1. You've got to finish this one.
Yeah.
The amount of 1-on-1s you've had, and sometimes I think he's just too fast for his own good in the 1-to-1 because he loses balance. If you look at his 1-to-1s, he seems to be going down before he just needs to like we did with Traore, just teach him how to.
Yeah, take half a yard off. Yeah,
just slow it down a little bit at the right time.
Because he did it. I know he obviously stumbled, but then all of a sudden he stopped, didn't he? Composed himself very well,
and the finish was brilliant.
Oh, the finish was brilliant
because he could have easily knocked it across to McGree. I think it might have been.
I think it was McGree, yeah.
But hell of a finish. But when you look at there's a picture online, you'll be able to find it. But he must give the defender 15 yards.
Oh, easy. Because the picture, I think I've seen the same picture as you, is when McGree's just letting that ball go. And it's a good 15-yard start he's got on. I think it's Mark McGuinness at the back, but
Paddy McGuinness, it might as well have been.
Honestly, looked like he was pulling a freight train.
I've got to be honest, I know he's missed out the last few games, but I've quite liked what I've seen with Lath. I think there's something to build on there within me. I really do. Genuinely raw pace. Just needs a little bit more composure in front of goal. But he showed that last night. That was a great finish.
That's something we mentioned a few weeks ago, wasn't it? His composure and his finish is not quite there. But there's something. There is absolutely something there.
Definitely.
And the thing is, he knows he's got to produce it as well now because he's got competition. Corbyn's not going to go, hang on, what are you dropping me for? I'm still putting performances in.
I know it's not going to happen, but I would love to see the two of them start on Saturday. I would love to see them playing as a pair.
Imagine them pulling Sunderland apart.
Need these headphones on.
I'd love to see it.
But can I ask you a question now?
All right, man, the matches then?
Engel.
Yeah.
Best display of the season for him so far. I know it's not obviously took much, but I thought he was absolutely superb last night. I couldn't knock the boy, but he couldn't.
Probably Barlasser.
What did you make of Barlasser last night? Obviously, I know you
similar to Bradford performance. I think it's taken 15 months.
Yeah.
But he's actually the last two games I've seen in a week of him, I've been impressed.
Do you think? Also, we bought him on the premise that he'll one day take the place of Johnny Howson because he's not slowing. It's not.
No, but just keep going on. No.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But did last night show that little glimpse that actually, if Howson's not going to be in the squad, we found someone that can do that job? Because I thought he was superb in front of the back four last night.
I think it's maybe that Barlas has grasped it, rather than us finding it. Because we brought him in for it. But I mean, what do you reckon, Coach? Do you reckon are you a fan or not?
I'm certainly not going to be committing to say that he's shown anything where he's capable of coming in for Johnny Howson.
Oh God, no!
But not right now, not even in the future. I mean, I thought he was steady last night. I don't think he was particularly brilliant. And when he came here, he didn't come as a defensive midfielder, didn't he? He was challenging Giles for the most assists in the league, wasn't he?
Very good point.
So is he a defensive midfielder or is he a creative midfielder? I haven't seen enough of him, to be honest.
But he gave Hackney the freedom to wander a bit forward.
I thought he was decent last night. Decent, but decent compared to what he has been previously.
Yeah.
I think we've got to take into context as well as touched on. Personally, I didn't think it was a great Cardiff team.
No, it wasn't.
So, although I'm saying man of the match from my personal view.
Yeah, of course.
It would be better to see him in a bigger game, which we've got coming up at the weekend.
No
so
game,
personally, I think if Howson's fit, Howson starts. But
excuse me.
Does he rise to the occasion? Does he not?
I hope he does.
My man of the match, I thought Tommy Smith was absolutely fantastic.
Well said.
Yeah,
I thought he was super.
Well said.
He goes under the radar a lot, but he doesn't go under the radar for me. He was
Oh, mate,
outstanding.
You've got a poster of him, haven't you?
I love him a bit. I love how he gets stuck in. He's always committed, 100%.
No, you're absolutely right.
I thought last night he was really,
Spot on.
really good.
Absolutely spot on. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. I've said it. I'll keep saying it. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, and it's time he did, because we had a lot of problems at right back, and he sorted them for me. So, right, Saturday, the derby that's not a derby, but only be a derby when they want to call it a derby. This is for me. You two might think different. This is the one for me. This is the one. There's plenty of clubs in this country. You know, I don't like them. I don't like them. Don't like them. I hate them. I hate them up the road.
I don't care what they say about us, to be honest. But when the fixtures come out at the start of the season, I look for 2 fixtures if we're in the same division. Sunderland home, Sunderland away.
Spot.
This is my game. This.
Go on then.
I'm totally with you. I think the Leeds one, I mean, Leeds don't bother me that much, I'll be honest with you.
There's something.
Sunderland and Newcastle are the ones that I don't like.
There's something with Leeds that irritates you.
Yeah.
These don't just irritate me. They get under my skin. They get under my fingernails. Can't stand them. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Speak highly of you, though.
I don't get nervous
when I walk around on Saturday. They'll probably speak out of me again. You know what I mean? So
I don't get too nervous before games, me. And if we get beat, we get beat. I'm okay genuinely afterwards, but not for this game.
I was going to say this is the game you do not lose to Sunderland. You don't.
Friday night, I'll be already excited about the game and.
No, wait until Friday. I'm ready now, mate.
You're going to have Football Factory on. You'll be sat there shadow boxing in a mirror.
If it's West Case scenario on Sunday, I'll be absolutely devastated for a week. And it doesn't help that me.
You want Sam?
Other football-related films are available.
Me manager,
I'll have Jimmy Grimble on me.
Get in there.
And that my team leader at work is a Sunderland supporter as well.
Is he?
Yeah, it could be a tough weekend for him, though, because one of his sons is a Middlesbrough supporter, and one of his sons is a Sunderland supporter. So he says that Middlesbrough is his second team, but if we beat them, it won't stop me with them next week. So that's it. Get ready, man.
I'll walk into that place saying Middlesbrough's his second team. Like,
but to be fair, like I say, one son's Middlesbrough, one's Sunderland. So
absolutely,
that household could be fun as well on Saturday.
I know that could be fun. But I say this is the one.
I can't wait.
I can't wait already. I really can't. I mean, you know, it's hard to put into words how much I'm ready for this. Like, it's a fixture I've looked for. I flew home for this. I could have stayed out there and had a few more days in the sun, but I've come home for this. I've absolutely come home for this. You know, plus, well,
he told us before this show tonight, you come home to do this.
Yeah.
Well, can't let the boys down, can I? You know what I mean? But Sunderland's, it's the one. It is the one. You know, anybody that says they don't care about us, right? I'll happily get my phone out when I get off that bus on Saturday morning when we get to the Stadium of Light and we make that little walk just around that path towards the away end. And all the cheerful hellos we'll get.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The usual dodgy songs that they're singing us.
Yeah.
Don't care about Borough.
Don't care about Borough.
We hate Borough, we hate Borough.
Yeah, they'll scream, we hate Borough.
That's fair enough. All right then, lads, whatever.
You know what I mean? You know, not a derby, but we've had to put some information out today to say, you know, you have to be separated at all times. You know, there's no pubs in Sunderland that'll serve us. Stay behind after the game. You know, your day's regimented because you can't trust us anywhere near them, kind of thing. You know what I mean? This is the derby for me.
For me, that's a bit more spice with Mowbray being in charge, because he knows us like no other manager does as an opposition. So for me, it go back to what I said earlier when I saw that team and I thought the team come up last night and I thought, have we got one eye on Saturday? Obviously, we talked that there's illnesses and injuries, whatnot, but I think Carrick, after losing last season, I think he'll definitely be up for it.
We didn't turn up last season.
No,
we didn't turn up.
It was our worst performance under Carrick, wasn't it? Yeah. I know Carrick was
early days of Archer and
and also the dodgy red card, which absolutely scuppered anything we had going forward because you had to take we take Apple or Archer off. We took one of the two off, didn't we, to bring McNair on, I think it was at the time. So I was only having Friday at the back.
I've erased it from him as much as I could from my memory, if I'm honest.
I've had to, but I've had to do a little bit of
I forgot I even got sent off until you mentioned it before this today, because I erased it from my memory. But look, let's go into it. I fancy the draw, if I'm honest with you. I fancy a 2-2 draw. I think I do.
Would you take that right now? Would you take a draw at the Stadium of Light?
I think anybody in any derby in any country, if you give them a draw
Away from home,
put your hand down, Shay. Say that'll do.
Yeah,
That'll do.
not for me.
But I don't think we'll get a draw.
I want to win. I always want to win, but I've upped it from my normal 1-1 prediction to a 2-2.
You've doubled down.
Yeah.
See, I want a last minute winner. Just starting to see your Phil Jones faces. Just absolutely all over the shop, you know what I mean? I mean, there'll be sort of.
You can't even talk about last minute winners at the Stadium of Light. God.
Oh my God.
We're going to be talking in the highest pitch voice ever.
I mean, we were talking about goals at the stadium. I mean, obviously, we were mentioning about Barry Robson's in the cup 10 years ago.
Emerson, first game at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah.
First derby game at the Stadium of Light.
Emerson last derby game at Roker.
Scott McDonald in the cup.
That game always still annoys me, right? Because I backed McDonald in 2-0 Borough. And we went in, and in the 85th minute, 3-on-1. Richie Smallwood had the ball. He had McDonald on his left, Miller on his right. All you do is place the ball at one of them, and they finished him 225 to 20 it was. I had 10 on us. Richie Smallwood thought, you know what? I'm going to ping this. And he hit the guy in the middle of the stand. I went, Richie, what are you doing? What you doing, boy?
He'd have been the only one there at that point.
Yeah, it was very, very quiet, I've got to admit. But yeah, this is, yeah.
It's a big game, isn't it?
Oh,
Let's be
it's
honest.
huge.
Big game for us anyway, so that'll do.
When you look at the table as well, we're only 5 points behind them.
They play tonight, don't they? They've got Watford at home.
Yeah, we're 5 points behind them as it stands.
Yeah,
and you know you close that gap. If you beat them, you close that gap, and you look at the start we've had, and then if you can get a result on Saturday,
yeah,
it's like chalk and cheese, isn't it? It's like a mirror from last season. But
the thing is, I know I was away watching it on Friday night. Them dismantle Sheffield Wednesday, pretty much what we should have done. And people say it's one of Sunderland's best starts they've had in years. Look brilliant going forward, and quite rightly, I say one of the players as a highlight for them is the top scorer in the division at the moment, Jack Clark.
He's a good player, isn't
he? He obviously, came through the Leeds Academy. Tottenham picked him up. It didn't work at Tottenham. For whatever reason, I don't know. But he's dropped down again, got to Sunderland, and he's found a place that's working for him, and he's shown the talent that he's got, and he's one of them players on Saturday that, whether he plays up against Tommy Smith, Engel, Vandenberg, whoever it is on the fullbacks, they've got to be on it Saturday. They've absolutely got to be on it, because he's a danger. He's a massive danger. You know what I mean? So, well,
there's Roberts, there's Clark, and there's Bellingham's brother that started off really well there. But for me, I'd go there on Saturday and I'd be attacking me, because
you don't sit back in the derby.
But I'm not convinced by them at the back, to be fair.
Nah,
I'm really not. And I think our best form of defence is attack. And under Carrick, that's generally what we've done. We didn't at the Stadium Light. We didn't show up last year. I just hope on Saturday Carrick says, I tell you what, lads, go out there, play your football. Let's get some goals.
That's all. You know, John, from that minute, attack, shadow boxing.
You want Sam?
You get me.
Attack.
Get me in them changing rooms before kick off on Saturday. I'll get the lads. Don't worry about that.
No, I think you're right. If he goes out there and tells him to go and play the normal game, yeah.
Well, it's proven that obviously what you just said there, attack is our best form of defence. So, under Carrick in competitive games, we've only have 1-0.
No, he's given it the kiss of death. He's talked about Patrick Robinson. He's talked about 0-0s.
You know what I mean? But that just proves, and it wasn't even a league game; it was a playoff.
Yeah,
it was a Coventry. So in 46 game format league games, we've not had a 0-0.
We've only kept 2 clean sheets, haven't we? One was last night.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? That says something, doesn't it? It shows that what you said there. I hope Carrick doesn't. it just shows, doesn't it, straight away? He's not going to do it, is he? Get out there and do your normal game, play your normal football.
We've got to get right in their faces straight away, straight from that whistle on Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you do a grand Ledbetter against Burnley? Do you remember that against Burnley? Joey Barn got the ball 30 seconds in, bang.
Was that the game when they equalised in the last minute when we chased them?
John Roach scored and Adam Dunst twice back and rode like a donkey.
Yeah, John, bringing those memories back of that last minute.
Oh, that was a killer.
But
the thing is, it wasn't even a clean shot. It was off his knee.
What you saying? Would you go in and snap someone? Personally, I know it's a derby, and my heart says yes. I think, but with my head, the refereeing's that bad. I'd probably say no. Just play our game, concentrate on our game.
Could be worse, though. Could be in the Premier League. When we talk about refereeing.
I'll tell you what, if there's a 50 ball there to be won and any of them players shaking on Saturday, I'm not having that. Like.
I fully expect you to jump down from that away.
Get stuck in on Saturday.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get stuck in, but in the first 30 seconds, you don't want to be
if they're going
darting around with a card.
No, God, no, of course not.
But yeah, if
that ball's there to be won, bang, in.
I don't want them pulling out of it like a.
And the thing is, I think we've got players in the middle of the park that'll do that. Hayden Hackney's not afraid to put a tackle in.
I love the yellow card in.
I know.
If his eye Jones around it, he can't wait for a card if
he loves it, doesn't he?
I mean, we've talked enough about them going forward and the attacking players. Our attacking players will give them a lot of problems.
Of course they will. Of course they will. So changes from last night. Would you how many, if any, would you make from last night?
Howson comes back in. Yeah, Barlaser. If he's
well,
whatever's wrong with him.
Think Lenihan comes back in?
I've always been an advocate. If you play him well, you keep the shirt. So as much as I like Lenihan, I'd be a hypocrite to say bring him in. So I'm going to say stick with Paddy on Saturday.
I think he would drop Paddy for Lennon if Lennon's fit.
Yeah, well, he did I'm sure he did last season where McNair had a few good games beforehand, and I'm sure he played Lenihan instead of McNair at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah, he did. Pretty sure he did.
We had the same. I'm sure we had the same conversation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I really like Lenihan as well. So
we need leaders at the back on Saturday. We don't want someone that's going to be half-assed on Saturday. You've got to go in there and you've got to stick your chest out and ensure that you're made for this.
To be fair, I was impressed with Greenwood last night.
Good, wasn't he?
But I
first
think
start for the Borough in the league.
It wouldn't surprise me if Crooksy comes back in.
Yeah,
tried and trusted.
Yeah,
wouldn't surprise me if Crooks, Howson, if they both fit, play on Saturday. But
other
than that, I think that'll be it.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't make loads of changes, do you?
Well, we can we?
Well, no, but as I say, if them end of the day, if them 11 on that pitch give as much as what us 2,200 in the gods are going to give, climbing them 9 flights of stairs up to that away end,
it's still only as half as high as St James's Park.
I was going to say, give a thought to the PSG fans doing 17 flights. Some of them started an hour ago, and they're only just getting up there now.
I'll be able to see Dicko's drone though, on there.
I know. Is he the one doing the Trippier shirt, or is he doing the Bruno shirt?
I'm not saying. I think he's got the sponsor, hasn't he?
Well, we mentioned there. I mean, Jamie said he thinks it'll be 2-2. Now, our number one equalised for QPR at the stadium like last year, didn't he?
He did.
Imagine the scenes if that happens.
Mate, I'll be tipping over that way.
Wow.
I'll be tipping over that wall. I don't know how deep that wall goes. I'll be tipping over it.
I'll tell you what, with some header and all that he scored last year.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Good idea.
It was compared to when, do you remember when Alisson did it against West Brom for Liverpool? Pinged it. Top bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
It was that type of header. Unbelievable. But yeah, that's all I asked for them 11 on the pitch on Saturday. Give to the game what we're going to give you. Because we're like, I don't care what their attendance is. I don't care how many season tickets or how many cheesy chips they give away, get people in them doors, right? We'll outsing them Saturday. I've got absolutely no doubt. I say that way end will be rocking. It's going to be superb. I can't wait. Get me in the middle of that right now. I cannot wait. And you said 2-2. Who's your anytime goal scorer?
I think Mr. Riley.
Mr. Riley McGree.
Mr. Riley McGree, yeah.
Well, Tico's sent is in. He's going for Latte Laugh anytime 2-1.
I presume 2-1 Borough.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I hope so. I just took it as that. Jacko, you said before we went on air, Riley McGree 2-0.
Yes.
And we've already touched on it. Dale Fry sending off last season. I'm going for Dale Fry 2-0.
Can you imagine?
Dale Fry anytime.
I mean, we've not been far away with these scores, like, because I'm pretty sure we had 2-0 last night. We just didn't have the score.
Yeah, we were close.
We were close again last night. And I say it's no Lenihan 1-1, but it's getting there. So,
well, Kath's confident. Kath Sykes has put Riley McGree's going to score the winner. Let's hope you're right, Kath.
yes.
To be fair, I don't care where the goals come from. If we walk away from that stadium on Saturday with 3 points.
And to answer your question, Kath, yes, I had a great holiday. Thank you so much. I'm feeling it now. And Lee Fish has gone 2-1 Borough. Jack Clark for them. McGree and Colburn for. Can you imagine Colburn scoring the winner? Local lad.
Imagine if he gets that exactly right. 1-2 to Borough. And he's got the 3 goal scorers. I'd be putting 50 pence on that. Like, if I were you.
It's going to be some effort. However you're going, we're all going. Well, we're all going exactly the same route as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
All on the back of that bus. Whether it's the kitchen bus, whether it's the whatever bus you get, Jason texts us in. Jason's obviously going to be there. I haven't seen him in a few weeks, so it'll be good to see him. Good to see a few people. And for yesterday, I know he listens. Happy birthday, Mr. Craig Fletcher, aka the Menace, aka the man who crawls under a bus. Smashed off his bonds. The guy's a nuisance, but the guy's a legend, and I absolutely love him.
Yeah, he loves the football club. He puts the miles in.
Oh, he absolutely puts the miles in, and he's I'll see you on Saturday, big man. And there we go. Job done. Gentlemen, thank you very much for popping in. Actually popping in as well and saying hello, and good to see you both. And thank you for listening, and thank you for contributing as well, and getting involved. And I'll leave it by saying Saturday is what football's about. If you're not up for Saturday, if you're not up for a game like Saturday, you follow the wrong sport. Saturday's the one. They won't admit it, but they'll all do it. They'll do what Cutter's doing, apart from the Green Street and Football Factory videos.
Attack.
They'll be at home Friday night or in the pub, whatever they're doing. Absolutely frightened that we'll go there and do them Saturday. They'll be petrified, and rightly so, because they say, I don't care if they go to bed threatening us. I honestly think we'll go there and win and win well.
Let's hope so. Confidence should be high now. We're on a decent run. Let's go.
Exactly. And there's one person that's going to feel it more than anybody in that Sunderland end, and that's the gaffer. We'll see you Saturday, Mogger.
I still love Mogger, by the way.
I still love Mogger, but he'll be feeling it. He'll be feeling it Saturday. If there's one game he feels, it's this one. He'll act all the cool one with his cool gilet on and all nice persona. He'll be petrified, sat at home, because he still lives up here as well, doesn't he? He still lives always, doesn't he? So.
Oh yeah, Muggers.
Exactly.
He'll always be Borough Mugger.
He's
quick message off Dicko there. Tell Delgado I'm not doing any draw at St James's Park. There he is. There's a picture of him at home. So yeah, he's not in the Gallagher. He's not watching PSG.
Dicko, your tan's fading. Yes, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Good to have him. Let's get stuck in the one.
Look up your seagulls in Sunderland there.
Up the Borough. Be seeing you.
Thank you for listening to the 12th Man podcast. Hope to see you all again next week. Up the Borough.